Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in for another episode. Today we're gonna have a fun video because we're talking about my favorite baits to fish for fun, meaning these are the baits that I would throw if I just was looking to go out and have a good time. I've been known to throw these baits even when I know I shouldn't be throwing them, just because I actually enjoy fishing the bait itself. So let's just jump right into this. I thought that this would just be a little bit different because there's no real rhyme or reason as to the seasonality, time and place. These are just baits that I really enjoy fishing. I think they're just literally fun to fish and to throw around. So the first one, probably no big surprise at all. This guy right here, hollow belly frog. This is the Berkeley Swamp Lord. Man, I honestly feel like if you want to get somebody addicted to bass fishing, this guy right here is the bait you need to throw. There's several reasons for it. One, they're almost entirely weedless, so you can throw them into trees, you can throw them under docks, you can throw them in the heaviest of grass cover that's out there, and you can pull them back through, which makes them fun to fish from that standpoint because you get to actually attempt to cast where a lot of times you wouldn't throw other baits. Then you work in the bite aspect of this, and there's not much more thrilling than a fish blowing through heavy cover to try to eat a hollow belly frog. It's one of the most addicting ways to fish. I don't care who you are. I would say almost every bass angler out there loves to fish a hollow belly frog. There are some anglers out there that I know that it's one of the things that they wish they could throw more, and they can't just because of physical limitations. Like, it can actually be hard to get fish out of heavy cover. It can be hard to to set the hook on them. But if you're capable of throwing a frog, I feel like almost every bass angler out there loves it because of how addictive it is. So I don't think this surprises many people at all. My number 2 pick, and there's not really any order to these, I just thought I'd give you 5 of my favorite, is a swim jig. This is the Core Tackle swim jig. I've got on here just a single tail grub. You can throw a lot of different trailers, but to me, a swim jig is just one of the best casting baits out there. I love to cast. I love to put my bait where other people have not been able to cast. It's a great skipping bait. It's a weedless presentation. So for me, I'm slinging this thing everywhere I can where you shouldn't throw most other baits. At the same time, it's one of those baits that you can fish pretty much in every type of cover. If you're fishing trees, you can swim it along trees. You can be fishing grass with it. You can fish it, over shallow, clear water flats. There's really no place where a swim jig can't be thrown. So I love the versatility of it. But for me, this bait is all about casting. I just love the castability of it. That's so for me, it's a cool thing. I'll also say the bites on them can be really good too. Like, a lot of times it's a really good strike where it just rips the rod out of your hands. So I love throwing a swim jig. I probably force that bait when maybe there's other baits that will work better, but just a great bait. Along that same profile is just a jig, a good flipping jig. This is the Dirty Jigs Compact Clawson flipping jig. This is one I've used forever, talked about on the channel a lot. There's not much better than a good jig bite. It really is one of the fun ways to fish. Now, again, for me, I really enjoy it because I love to flip and pitch. So from that standpoint, I love just the art form of that. But there's not much better than a good thump of a jig bite. You set the hook, heavy rods, heavy action. It's that shorter cast where you're just really in a dogfight right off the bat. So for me, I love fishing jigs. I think on flipping jigs, you generally get a little bit better average size than a lot of the other presentations you can fish in those areas. So just a really fun way to fish. Now, I will say this for me is much more of a shallow water presentation, but just overall a great bait. Now, another thing I love, and you can't leave out topwater. I could have done a video just on 5 great topwater baits that I love fishing. But if you made me pick one specific category of topwater, and I take frogs out of this because frogs to me are its own category, but I love fishing prop baits. I love fishing baits where I can twitch the bait, make it do different things. I can see the prop spinning and sputtering water. It's just a little bit different of a presentation, but if I had to choose one type of topwater bait, I think it would be a prop bait is probably my funnest way to fish. This is the Berkeley Spin Rocket. I've done a lot of videos catching fish with this, but there's some other good ones out there that I really like too. I don't know what it is. I like having that rotation of the blades. I feel like it gives me the ability to do different things than I can do with, say, just a popper. I love poppers too, but I can kind of achieve the same thing with a blade, a prop bait in the same presentation. So, you know, like I said, topwaters are topwaters. I don't know of anybody that does not like to fish topwaters, but I felt like I'd had to choose one top category. And then the last one, this may be boring to some people, but I love to fish a wacky rig. I think a wacky rig is just one of the best fish catchers. It's one of the easiest ways to fish, and it just generates a lot of those strikes. So, you know, you grab something like a 5-inch Max Scent the General by Berkeley, put it on a core tackle weedless wacky shot, and you go throw it wherever you want. But I think for me, what I love the most about it is like how relaxing of a fishing it is. It's kind of like throw it out there, keep a controlled slack line, and you're just waiting for that little boop in your line. And I feel like that's just a classic way to fish. To me, it's almost like bobber fishing in a way. Instead of visually watching the bobber go under, you're visually watching your line for that little tap. It's almost like getting a bite on bobber. But it's an extremely relaxing way to fish. Like I'll go out in a boat. I love going out with friends. Let them work the trolling motor. I'll just sit in the back with a wacky rig and just bob it around and generate some strikes. So those are 5 of my favorite ways to fish. I'd love to know in the comment section, like if you had some baits that you just think are fun, just fun baits to fish. I'd love to know what you've got. I'm sure I left a bunch off this list, but if I'm just looking to go out and have fun and I can get one of these bites to work, these are the baits that I'm going to be throwing. Thanks for watching. I appreciate all the support. If you enjoyed the channel, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned. We'll have a new video coming out tomorrow.